Imagine a wine that dances between the boldness of reds and the crispness of whites. A wine that embodies the warmth of summer afternoons and the joy of sun-kissed gatherings. This video will be your beginner's guide to rosé wine and will guide you through the different shades and flavors of one of the world's most popular wines. Let's dive into this pink wonderland. Welcome to Wine Basics by Filipino, where we create wine education videos for beginners and wine lovers. Rosé wines are made in most wine-producing countries around the world. However, the three largest consumers of rosé wine are France at number 1, the United States, and then Germany. Did you know that all grape juice is white when first pressed? Pink grapes do not exist. Therefore, all rosé wines are made from red grapes or a combination of red and white grapes. As with all good wines, the skillful experience of a good winemaker is required to create an excellent rosé wine. There are 4 methods used to make rosé wine. The first is traditional or direct pressing. This is the most common way of making rosé wines and produces some of the most delicately colored wines on the market. Once pressed, the mixture undergoes maceration, the time the grape skins remain in contact with the clear grape juice. This can be anywhere from 2 hours to 2 days. The longer the juice is in contact with the skins, the more color is extracted and the darker the wine color will be. Once the juice is separated from the skins, the fermentation process begins. The second method is Sommelier rosé. First, the grapes are harvested and crushed to create a must, which is a mixture of grape juice, skins, and sometimes stems. Then, the must spends time extracting a bit of color and flavor from the grape skins in a short period of time, from a few hours to a couple days. A portion of the pink juice is then bled off from the tank. Sommelier in French means bleeding. This juice is then fermented separately to produce rosé wine. The Sommelier method is valued for its ability to produce high-quality rosé that have more structure and depth than those made from grapes grown specifically for rosé production. The third method is blended rosés. Blended rosés are made from a blend of red and white grapes. In the European Union, this practice is illegal except for when making rosé champagne. If this practice is used to make rosé wines, a fully developed red wine is blended with a large amount of white wine to create that rosé color. The fourth category is designate rosés, which is the least commonly used method for making rosé wine. For designate rosés, grapes are solely grown to make rosé wine, which means that the process is more costly and less profitable for a winemaker, as usually the leftover juice and skins from the rosé wine are then made into red wine, which is much more financially viable for a winery. Some regions around the world are well known for their rosé wines. We'll start with arguably the region that produces the finest rosés in the world, Provence, France. Provence Rosé is the benchmark of rosé wines globally and holds a special place as one of the most recognized and admired styles. The Provence region, located in the southeastern part of France along the Mediterranean coast, is the oldest wine-producing region in France. The region's sunny, warm climate and terroir, ranging from coastal areas to inland valleys and hills, contribute to the distinctive characteristics of Provence Rosé. These rosés are typically made from a blend of grape varieties, with Grenache, Syrah, Cinsault, and Mourvedre being the most common. Each variety contributes to the complexity and balance of the wines, with Grenache often providing body and fruitiness, Syrah offering color and spice, Cinsault adding softness and bouquet, and Mourvedre contributing structure and depth. Provence rosés are famous for their pale, delicate pink hues, often described as onion skin or salmon colored. This is achieved through minimal contact with the grape skins during the winemaking process, resulting in a light extraction of color. These wines are known for their crisp, fresh, and elegant flavor profiles. Typically, tasting notes include red berries, citrus fruits, melons, and floral undertones, with a refreshing acidity and minerality that reflect the region's terroir. Provence rosés are generally dry, with a balanced palate that makes them highly versatile and food-friendly. It pairs well with Mediterranean dishes, seafood, light pasta and rice dishes, salads and grilled vegetables or meats. Next up, we have Bandol Rosé. Bandol Rosé is a prestigious and highly esteemed type of rosé wine produced in the Provence region of southeastern France, specifically in and around the town of Bandol. The primary grape variety used in Bandol Rosé is Mourvedre, which must constitute at least 50% of the blend according to appellation regulations. Mourvedre is known for its deep color, rich tannin structure, and complex flavors. It is often blended with other grape varieties such as Grenache and Cinsault. Bandol Rosé stands out for its combination of elegance, complexity, and the capacity to age gracefully. We now move on to Tavel Rosé. Tavel was the first French rosé appellation created in 1937. Tavel Rosé is a distinctive and highly regarded rosé wine and is unique in that it is the only appellation in the Rhone Valley dedicated exclusively to rosé production, and it has a long history of rosé winemaking, with its wines historically favored by kings, popes, and literary figures. Tavel rosés are known for their deep pink and light ruby color, which is typically more intense than most other rosé wines. This deeper color is a result of longer maceration times used during the winemaking process, allowing more contact between the juice and grape skins. Tavel rosés are typically full-bodied for a rosé, with a rich and structured palate. They are dry and typically exhibit flavors of red fruit berries, citrus, and a hint of spice. They also often have a pleasant minerality and can exhibit floral notes. Unlike many rosé wines that are best consumed young, Tavel Rosé has a good aging potential. It can develop more complex flavors and aromas when aged properly, although it is generally recommended to drink them within a few years of release to enjoy their freshness. Next, we move to the sunny climate of California's Central Coast. The Central Coast of California was made famous for producing white Zinfandel, a very pale hue of rosé. This wine was first made in the early 1970s. Unlike most rosés, which are typically dry, white Zinfandel is very sweet due to the long hours that the grapes spend ripening in the hot California sun, producing a sweet palette of ripe red berries, melon, spice notes of clove and nutmeg, and an elevated level of sugar concentration. California's Central Coast rosé wines most recently represent a diverse and vibrant category within the broader landscape of American rosé wines. Central Coast rosés are made from a variety of grapes, including Pinot Noir, Syrah, Grenache, and Sangiovese, among others. The choice of grape influences the flavor profile of the rosé, with Pinot Noir-based rosés typically being lighter and more delicate, while those made from Syrah or Grenache might be fuller and more robust. The Central Coast is known for its innovative spirit and willingness to experiment with new grape varieties and winemaking techniques. This openness to experimentation extends to rosé production, where winemakers continually explore different wine styles, blending options, and aging processes to craft unique and high-quality wines. The Central Coast wine region is also recognized for its commitment to sustainable, organic, and biodynamic farming practices. Many wineries prioritize environmentally friendly practices in both the vineyard and the winery, which is increasingly more important to consumers. Next is France's Loire Valley, which is well known for its crisp, dry rosés, in particular Cabernet d'Anjou, which is made mainly from the Cabernet Franc grape. With well-balanced acidity and racy notes of red currants, cranberries, and a bright freshness, these rosés are perfect on their own or with tapas, spicy lamb in salads, bacon and black pudding with apples, or fruit-filled crepes. Rosé Champagne has been around for many centuries and is the only rosé wine in the European Union that is permitted to blend white and red wine to create a rosé wine. The classic champagne blend of Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier create wines with notes of brioche, almonds, fresh strawberries, cherries, and a creamy style that feels luxurious on the palate. Serving your rosé wine. As with all wines, the use of the correct glassware will help to express the attributes of the wine. A stem glass with a short bowl and a slightly flared lip is perfect. Otherwise, a white wine glass is also suitable. To enjoy rosé wine to its very fullest, it should be chilled to a temperature between 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit before being consumed. As a rule, the better the quality of the rosé wine, the higher the temperature it can be served at, which will help to express the different aspects of the wine. And that's your beginner's guide to rosé wine. Comment below your favorite rosé so we can go out and try it.